This area is confronted by India, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Iran, Maldives, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. Iran, Maldives, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and India, they all have mixed economy systems. Bhutan has a traditional economy system that is a little centralized, and Afghanistan and Bangladesh have a free economy system. This is one of the poorest areas in the world, and that's why they have a lot of changes in economy, like really often, because they are trying to make the best so they can have a better situation. In these 9 countries, agriculture is the main productive area because it's something that the place where they live allows them to do, and it's also something like the family business, depending on the family and the country. Tourism, fishing, manufacturers, and textiles are also important activities in this area, and industrial services are getting more important every time because now people is starting to think that maybe agriculture is not as good as they think, but right now agriculture is.
To understand the indicators of GNI, gross national income, and GDP, gross domestic product, we first have to know what it is about. Both are talking about the final value of a product, which involves the value given by the producer plus the taxes of the country, but subtracting the subsides. The difference between GDP and GNI is that GDP is more about the territory because it involves the income on that country, but it includes the foreign income. But GNI does not include the foreign income, but it includes the income done by the people of the country but in other countries. So GDP is more about territory and GNI is more about nation. Both are talking about income and the value of a product. We got our data from the International Monetary Fund web and the World Bank web. Some data we exchanged. For example, in Afghanistan, there was no data at 2000, so we used the data from 2001. In conclusions, we can find out that India has a great development in these indicators comparing with the other countries because the difference between the country with the lowest GDP and GNI is about 99 lower than the country with the highest rates. We can also see, while looking at Iran data, is that GDP is higher. GNI is higher than GDP. We can conclude from Iran that GDP is higher, so this means that petroleum, which is the principal resource from Iran, is controlled by foreigners. While comparing the years, we can notice the great development of the country of India, which is about 400% higher than since 2000. And Iran development is also great. The inconvenience about our data is that we cannot use this data while comparing because we are talking about countries with different territories and different population. So India is so much bigger than, for example, Maldives or Bhutan. So there are more people and there is more income in the data register.
The percentage of the government in relation with the GDP. This indicator measures the internal and external federal debt comparing to a country's GDP, that is gross in domestic products, and it's like the ability of paying back its debt. This number has been diminishing finally because now government is looking for solutions in this area, and people is starting to talk, is starting to tell that they don't agree on something, that they don't feel fine on something. So like they are starting to work better, so because they see the situation, so the economy has been getting better and this number has diminished.
Now I'm gonna talk about the inflation rate. Well, in all of our countries, the numbers have increased in all of the countries unless Sri Lanka and Iran. The rise of the prices in goods and services is what this indicator makes reference to. In comparison to the world rate, all of the countries have behaved the same way, increasing throughout the years. This is mainly produced by the rise in the prices of the foods and petroleum, but also because the global population is still increasing, so people need to buy more and more, and the prices need to rise too. Then the last indicator, which is economically active population, refers to the people that are searching for a job. This number includes the employed people and the unemployed ones, because even when they don't have a job, they are looking for one. So they are interested in producing goods and services between specific periods of time. In our region, the country with the highest active population was India, because it is a potential power and the rate of new jobs is very high. But there is something funny there, because the rate of unemployment is high. So there are a lot of people searching for a job, and there are few employees for them. So the need is not covered. Now for the lowest country in the region, we have Bhutan. It is known that this is one of the poorest countries, so the conditions of life are very lack. People there are basically occupied in the agriculture and cattle raising for their own subsistence. So they work in their own things, and there is no need to look for other.
If we were looking at a country to invest in, we will choose India. For us, this is an ideal place to invest because of free freedom and support to foreigners from all the government. The Indian economy is the one that has grew faster than others, and the GNI and GDP indicators are both the higher and they don't differ between them, which is positive because economic development is not only help in foreigner, also is helping the country. India is politically stable, a difference from Afghanistan or Bangladesh, for example, or other countries that have been in war during these recent years. Globally, is located at the leading countries, or with better economies. India is one of the countries with more people, so the government supports all industries that will give employment to the country, so reaching employees is easier. The country has an extended territory, which gives opportunity to a great variety of investments, products, etc. The location between Asia and Europe gives India a great position of interchanging between the continents. The fact that it's next to the sea gives India an opportunity of maritime trade. We have also considered that this gives opportunity to the interchange products with Africa and Oceania. So talking about the territories between all the continents except in America, which it doesn't matter because we're all already in America. If we could, would have Afghanistan, which is a country that have experienced a lot of economical systems, and they are one of the poorest countries in this region, and also in the world. The economic system that is followed in Afghanistan now does not fully comply with the market economy. Afghanistan today is a country with an economic stagnation and still being dependent from other countries' aids. The gross domestic product, which is the total market value of the final goods and services produced in a country in a given year, in Afghanistan have risen since the fall of the Taliban in 2001, but is still being very low. Actually, is in $16 billion per year, in difference of India, for example, that has among $1,080 billion per year. Taking in account that the most big economic area is agriculture, and most of Afghans, almost the 8%, depend in this sector, we will help to improve it. Because also the exportation in this country are especially in these products such as fruits, nuts, lambskins, etc. By our way, we will also help the mineral sectors. Afghanistan is very rich in mineral wealth, but entirely mineral wealth is in Afghanistan is undeveloped. And this could be a great market with neighbor countries if this industry increases and the resources are more exploited. Also, it will be an increase in the PNEA indicator because this type of industry requires a lot of workers in it. Afghanistan is a country that needs a lot of help in economics, but we think that help in these two sectors it will be improved more.